Your Excellency Mehmet Özhaseki, Minister of Environment, Urbanization and Climate Change of Turkey, Dr. Jim Skier, Chair of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, Dr. Celeste Salau, Secretary General of the World Meteorological Organization, Simon Steele, Executive Secretary of the UNFCCC, and Abdallah Moqsid, of course, Secretary of the IPCC. To all colleagues and friends, welcome to the 60th session of the IPCC. Let me begin by congratulating Celeste Salau on taking over the reins at the WMO. We at UNEP, we really look forward to deepening our collaboration with our friends at WMO under your leadership, Celeste. And my congratulations again, of course, to the chairs of the new IPCC chair, the vice chairs and the Bureau. Indeed, this is a very much of a new chapter, a new beginning, and I very much look forward to strengthening the collaboration among our three entities as we together embark on the 7th assessment cycle. The truth is that every assessment of the IPCC so far has been absolutely critical. Indeed, this body has, cycle by cycle, grown into the absolute authority on climate science. And as I've said before, the science that IPCC has produced has helped to spark a global focus on and a global pressure for urgent climate action, especially by those most responsible for the climate emergency. But, as I see it, the 7th cycle may be the most important yet. The world is being battered and buffeted and quite frankly broken by the climate emergency. And we all know that greenhouse gas emissions must plummet by 2030 to keep 1.5 alive. Time is a commodity in increasingly short supply, but we must remain both hopeful but also very focused. We must remain hopeful because there's a clear climate global appetite for a stable climate, shown most recently in COP28, delivering the first ever call at climate talks for a transition away from fossil fuels. Now, this was not as strong an outcome from the first global stocktake as many of us had hoped for, yet it was still a very significant moment brought about and informed in large part by the IPCC's science. And we must remain focused, because whether this becomes a definitive moment for climate change depends on what happens next. The IPCC, through the 7th assessment cycle, will play a central role in providing the science to back the work that must be done, as requested by the global stocktake, of course. And I welcome the vision set forth by Dr. Skier on the 7th assessment cycle to achieve this goal. Promoting inclusivity and balance is critical to address the global challenge that affects everyone. Maintaining policy relevance is critical to ensure science that translates into real change. And advancing interdisciplinary and scientific integration is critical to ensure interventions in all sectors that affect the climate and are affected by climate change. This 60th session is centered around planning the next cycle with a keen eye on the types of topics and special reports that you wish to deliver. Whatever topic area that you decide to delve into, I ask that you focus your minds on providing a wide menu of flexible and actionable solutions that every nation, every business, every investor, and every community can draw on. You've already demonstrated that a net zero world is required and, more importantly, that it is possible. Just. Now, in the 7th cycle, you can stake out clear signposts that will lead us to this better world.